OpenAI has now confirmed that they're not working on GPT-5, but does that really matter? So the CEO, Sam Altman, quashed the rumors that OpenAI is already developing GPT-5, which, as you guys know, Elon Musk was really apparent about pausing the experiment for 6 months for everybody else to catch up, right? However, the comments likely won't be much of consolation to those worried about AI safety. So there's a really nice video here that I want to start off watching with Lex Friedman at MIT, where Sam Altman called in.
I grew up in the Soviet Union. We didn't have.
Second season. Yeah.
We have some sexy, controversial questions. So you got legends in artificial intelligence, Ilya Sutskever and Andrej Karpathy over there. Who's smarter? Just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
Nobody was about to.
You were thinking about it. I like it.
He was just about to answer to
No, just so we're at MIT, and from here, with Max Tegmark and others, they put together this open letter to halt AI development for 6 months. What are your thoughts about this open letter?
There's parts of the thrust that I really agree with. We spent more than 6 months after we finished training GPT-4 before we released it. So taking the time to really study the safety of the model, to get external audits, external red teamers, to really try to understand what's going on and mitigate as much as you can. That's important. It's been really nice since we have launched GPT-4, how many people have said, like, wow, this is not only the most capable model OpenAI has put out, but like by far the safest and most aligned, and unless I'm trying to get it to do something bad, it won't.
And that's what a lot of people are talking about too, like the safety and regulating is so important with the harassment and security of things. And to me, it's been really good. However, there are people obviously trying to jailbreak it and get it to do things that it shouldn't, and they're still able to do that.
That I totally agree with. I also agree that as capabilities get more and more serious, the safety bar has got to increase. But unfortunately, I think the letter is missing like most technical nuance about where we need the pause. Like, it's actually like OpenAI, an earlier version of the letter claimed that OpenAI is training GPT-5 right now. We are not, and won't for some time. So in that sense, it was sort of silly. But
so here is where he confirms that they won't actually upgrade to GPT-5, but does that really matter? We'll read more about that in a second.
We are doing other things on top of GPT-4 that I think have all sorts of safety issues that are important to address and were totally left out of the letter. So I think moving with caution and an increasing rigor for safety issues is really important. The letter, I don't think, is the optimal way to address it.
But just a quick question for me, one more, is you have been extremely open, having a lot of conversations, being honest. Others at OpenAI as well. What's the philosophy behind that? Because compared to other companies that are much more closed in that regard. And do you plan to continue doing that?
We certainly plan to continue doing that. The trade-off is like we say dumb stuff sometimes, stuff that turns out to be totally wrong. And I think a lot of other companies don't want to say something until they're sure it's right. But I think this technology is going to so impact all of us that we believe that engaging everyone in the discussion, putting these systems out into the world, deeply imperfect though they are in their current state, so that people get to experience them, think about them, understand the upsides and the downsides, it's worth the trade-off, even though we do tend to embarrass ourselves in public and have to change our minds with new data frequently.
I mean, it makes sense, Sam's fears of AI, because there's a lot of fake things going on right now, and with AI, it can make it seamless. Whether that be a fake picture of me doing something that didn't actually happen, or a video, or even documents. It's going to be hard to authorize and prove that you are who you say you are with some of these AI tools that are coming out to make it easy to pretend or fake something that didn't actually happen. And fake news is already a problem, let alone with AI, multiplying and amping that up for sure.
Yeah. The thing that I like with Sam a lot is that he just doesn't have the sort of ego that a lot of other people have, in a sense. It's kind of like he's just chilling, he's just making the things that he really wants to make, and he doesn't really like, he's not too overly proud or like, oh, we don't do things wrong or anything like that. He just, yeah, he got a good head on his shoulders.
He's humble. Yep, he's humble. He's aware. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with other countries, but like the United States right now is trying to pass AI laws, which that's going to be a mess. We already seen the trials for social media and how those have been going. So with AI, this is a whole new level that's going to take over our governments.
Can
for
the
sure.
AI access my router?
Exactly.
So it basically says that they highlighted a significant challenge in the debate about AI safety, the difficulty of measuring and tracking progress, and that they're not currently training GPT-5, which it doesn't really matter. And we're going to go through that. Basically, the fallacy of version numbers. The idea that numbered tech updates reflect definite and linear improvements in capability, which is obviously, well, of course, the iPhone 35 is better than iPhone 34. But really, when it comes to GPT-4, we haven't even started implementing a lot of the auditory systems. We haven't started implementing a lot of the visual systems like text to video. There's some things popping up here and there, but most of it is still not used to its fullest capability. So here you can see that a lot of claims made about AI superintelligence are essentially unfalsifiable. These individuals rely on similar rhetoric to get their point across. Now, Sam also says that he doesn't believe that GPT-4 is an AGI or a superhuman or anything like that, but obviously with training over time, it will get better. So the focus in these discussions should be on capabilities, on demonstrations of what these systems can and can't do, and predictions of how this may change over time. So you can see that the company is still expanding the potential of GPT-4 by connecting it to the internet, for example. So this is only one out of all these different things that it can do. And I think that is like GPT-5. You don't need to upgrade the system itself. The system itself is amazing, but adding things on top, taking away things is going to make it even better. I don't know, have you been using GPT-4 a lot, Cody?
I've been messing around with it mostly for rewriting certain documents and scripts that are just boring and mundane, and I'll use it to rewrite it more creatively, and then I'll enhance it from there. So I've been dabbling with it, but nothing crazy. The last week I've been doing a lot more research, and some of the prompts, if you know how to prompt properly, that can give you some insane results. And that's actually crazy. One of the new opportunities that's going to come from AI, because yes, AI will replace a lot of jobs, but it's also going to open up new opportunities. One of them being a prompt engineer, knowing the correct things to prompt in, the correct things to type in to get the input or the output that you actually want.
Exactly. And I think that's really where, when I've been using ChatGPT or even apps on top of ChatGPT, it really is a big difference on how you prompt things and the results that you get from that as well.
Exactly.
So they're also talking about like ambitious tools. Like we've seen a lot of cool tools and AI systems that act on behalf of users, like AutoGPT. We've been talking about a bunch. And again, the version numbers can mislead, and it's clear that society has its hands full with the systems currently available. And he's talking about if governments were somehow able to enforce a ban on new AI developments. And I definitely don't believe that. You can see Amazon is in, Google is in, Microsoft is in. All the big money now is going into AI. So I definitely don't think that there's going to be a ban. I don't even think that there's going to be a pause. I just think it's going to develop faster now than ever. And I don't think that it's going to get worse from here or pause or anything like that. It's just going to go exponential.
Well, the governments can put brakes on them for the mass public, but OpenAI is it's open. Anybody can improve it. So it doesn't matter unless they completely block the websites. Like you said, the big companies, the big tech, they're all on board. They are as big and as powerful, if not more, than governments. So there is no trade-off.
So you can see a tweet from Smokeaway here that Sam Altman said that we are not currently training GPT-5. We're working on doing more things with GPT-4. And he had a poll. Is this a truth or a doubt? And like 65% says that they don't really believe him. But honestly, I believe Sam on this because there's no need to train another GPT, and like version numbers doesn't really matter. It's the use case of how to use it that really matters. And another funny one here, the first thing GPT-5 sees when it wakes up. Obviously the creators and the main people behind OpenAI and ChatGPT. I feel like if this is what you see when you wake up, it's scary.
You're going to need more than Folgers.
So did you know that this was part of a full podcast? So if you want to watch the extended video, then click on this link right here or in the description down below. And I'll see you over there. Peace.